Come on, Elon. Where are you at? You're supposed to be helping us with this. Isn't that a song or something, right? Reintroduce myself. We'll put something down there for the viewers just so maybe we'll get that cool John Cena one where they call and it's the John Cena thing. But as my son said the other day when he saw it, that has a lot of tentacles.
Is that
So,
Celsius?
um, Hey everybody, welcome back to Diving into Mobility with Dylan. I've got Christian back with us, so this is actually going to be our part like 2B, because him and I flew through all of this last week, and turns out the video kind of failed us. So we're going to run through all of this again. What's good is we have some new info that him and I wanted to make sure we dug into. But of course, last time we highlighted the ATEL V810A, the mobile 4G device. We also highlighted the WB550. We're going to highlight the new ATEL RE600 5G device, external antenna capable, and also the upcoming PW550 Plus. And Christian's going to run us through just a couple of things on the ATRAX cloud management portal.
Awesome. Thank you, Dylan. So my name's Christian. I am the Customer Success Manager over here at ATEL. I oversee and am in charge of the support channel, anything that comes through with our customers that come through the support channel, as well as our partners. I oversee everything so that way I can make sure that everything's taken care of with the white glove support. That's my primary goal here with ATEL.
So, new device for us. I'm excited about it because users out there, the Verizon teams out there, they always want something that can have better antennas, better reception. We've done great with the WB550. My biggest one that I think I did was about 80 of them for a Wendy's franchise. But what I really like, and I'm just going to highlight it, and I'll be your model, you know, the lady turning the numbers. Dig through this for us. Obviously, external antenna capable, as my son said the other day when he saw it, that has a lot of tentacles. So let us know what we can expect out of it, what's been kind of the reasons for the build, and you know what we can expect going forward from this device.
Absolutely. So as you know, with our WB550, it was seen more as a kind of like a consumer market product. We got a lot of requests around other types of antennas that we can include on the devices, dual SIM capabilities. So with the RE600, you know, taking all that information and coming to market with the product. And so this allows for a more robust product to use in someone's primary or a failover solution. And just like you mentioned with Wendy's or other types of larger scale organizations, they have network requirements that if something were to happen, secondary internet or kind of failover solution, what happens if Verizon goes out or what happens if USCC goes out? So a network resilient product that it improves their network resilience.
I ask this one a lot. Say any dual SIM router, and this one will be, obviously the other one was not, and this one will be as well as the PW550. Is there a way on the ATRAX portal, which will show us, does it know when service is bad with Verizon and it needed to kick over to CTS's US Cellular SIM, but it's still functioning? You know what I mean? Like it's a functioning service, but it's really bad. The latency's bad. There's a lot of interference. How does it know that it needs to kick over to that other SIM? And then how does it know to kick back?
Yeah, so it won't necessarily automatically do the kickback, but when you go through ATRAX, you can actually see both SIM 1 and SIM 2. You can see the RSRP signal quality on there. So you can quickly identify Verizon showing at -120 or USCC showing at -105. So being able to switch between those two SIMs, you can do that through the ATRAX portal. Typically, if there is no connectivity at a SIM 1, then that's when it will kick over to SIM 2.
Because I think that's huge for these users out there, because we'll recommend to them a backup SIM. And they're like, what do I need that for? I've got Verizon is going to be my backup. We saw TNT last year. We saw, you know, T-Mobile's had their issues or security issues. So maybe something happens for 6 hours. So you want to have absolutely nothing for 6 hours. Since this came out, where have you seen this deployed the most, do you feel like?
Yeah, so this is kind of within the SMB space. So Instead of it being positioned inside a household or some type of pop-up shop, this is more so for a more robust internet source for employees of 30 employees, 40 employees that need some type of higher data usage connectivity requirements like streaming or even like video calls, conference calls, all this stuff that you need better signal quality. You need different selections of being able to choose from Verizon or USCC, or even if in case if something were to happen, at least you have that failover support. And a lot of times when you have the WB550, it's an omnidirectional antenna, but with these antennas, you can point them into certain directions. So that definitely helps out with the signal quality. Dylan, the nice thing about it too is if you can hold up the RE600, a lot of times is when you have this device in, let's say, like an IT room, if you flip it over on the bottom, you can notice that there's actually different ports or little hooks that you can hang this up on a wall. So that way, with the WB550, we don't have necessarily that type of feature, and it's also kind of bulky.
So say, I know I'm going to get asked this question, say I did need to deploy this somewhere like in Arizona, like a Texas, how much heat do you feel like this thing could take? Even if it was in a job trailer and they had air conditioning, but it gets really hot in there.
Yeah, so the operation temp can go up to 122 degrees.
Okay, so I mean, and that's operational. So operational means as it's running. So that could be 100 degrees outside easily, I would think, or in its surrounding temperature, which covers you pretty much anywhere for the most part. Awesome. So going on to the fun part, this is kind of the new up-and-coming device that we're really looking forward to. We know from last time, and then even just so remember guys, adapter means it's a modem antenna in one. So this is going to produce no Wi-Fi. This is directly cabled to your switch, to your router inside, dispersing to your access points, whatever. However, when we just mentioned no Wi-Fi, Christian has some news for you there. So, Christian, what do we have coming on this device? How does maybe this PW550 compare to some other outdoor adapters? What all can it do? And then I'll let you touch base on your movie theater acting that you provided for the viewers of the world of what you did recently in that use case.
PW550 Plus, this now has Wi-Fi 6 capability. So it operates as both a modem and a router. And with that, up to 64 users, just like the WB550, just like the RE600. So it combines both 2.4 and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi channels to allow more users onto the network. It's got very good inbound Wi-Fi connection. And with that device, there are certain applications where you want to have the antenna or the adapter, the PW550, placed outside and bringing the connectivity to a router inside. Sometimes it's harder to get signal in like brick walls or a IT room that's more in the center of a corporate building. That's a huge benefit for the reason why we brought the PW550 Plus to market.
Yeah, and I mean, I can see this working out huge for construction, for pools, for parking lots. You went and installed one of these at a construction site. What were some of the findings? What were kind of the metrics you guys saw? And that way everybody knows that this thing does work.
It's an area where it's very hard to get connectivity in Marietta over here in California. It's pretty widespread across Riverside County or Temecula County, I believe. And it's a lot of dirt, a lot of areas where there is different types of new home building, new home development being brought to that community. So when we went to one of these excavation sites, and what they do is they have an excavation site that has trucks coming in and out, moving gravel or granite constantly, every single day, 5-6 days a week, actually, they work nonstop. But what they seem to have an issue with is when the trucks would pull into the excavation site, there was a certain area where they would lose cellular signal. It's very hard to communicate with someone when you're able to reach them through their phone or the connection through the car too. And what we did with the PW550 Plus is we set it to a certain name on the Wi-Fi and password, so it's already set in those vehicles and also for their phones. So once they drive through, they automatically connect to the network and they're able to receive better signal quality. I mean, before on my phone, I was getting anywhere from 5 megabits down and I think 2 up. But with the PW550 Plus being right next to it, we put it up 20, 30 feet up in the air, kind of like in the center of where the cars are coming in and out. and we were getting at least like 350 down.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I mean this just shows I've already talked with you guys and the engineers over there about how this can be powered via solar. So guys that have that question already coming to mind, like that's in the works. PoE cable, Cat 6 cable ran down to the PoE injector that comes with the unit, plug it into a normal outlet. So you're all set there. You know, if you really wanted to get technical, you could run it through some conduit or some piping, something like that. If you really wanted to protect your cable to where it doesn't get run over or squirrels chirping at it. So, you know, it's one of those things that it's going to be a game changer for the public spaces, parks, stuff like that, or even just workplaces that have kind of that outdoor seating area. We mentioned on both these new devices the dual SIM capability. Who has the certification, and are y'all planning to do all the carriers? Or
Yeah, so for the PW550 Plus, primarily we are a Verizon shop, and we always have Verizon first with USCC second. We continue to strengthen our partnership with Verizon, but most importantly, building products with CTS.
So no blue guys then? No blue guys and no other red guys. I like
No,
it.
not at the moment.
Good, because as everybody knows, CTS, we are Verizon exclusive. We activate solely for Verizon. And these guys have been great partners with us. As soon as we call or shoot them a text, they're there to help. So as you know, any one of these devices you guys that we send out, 1 year tier 1 router support fully included. But if there's anything that we can't ever sort through, these guys are right there to assist us with it. Christian, I know we wanted to address ATRAX, but I guess we can. Do you have anything just to give us an overview, and then we'll do a part 3 on that to go over a full thing of ATRAX?
Yes. So I will go ahead and share my screen.
While he's doing that, everybody can admire Christian's hair.
I know. I always got to have my hair done now because you keep commenting on it. You can't let the viewers down. Okay, here we go. All right. So this is basically the general overview of ATRAX. This is what you can see on the configuration, the main dashboard from the remote desktop. And then we also have a mobile app. The mobile app is more so kind of helping only with if you're kind of on the go and you need to see some of your device information. Also, if you're on the go and you're installing different units, let's say if you're installing a WB550, a PW550, PW550 Plus, you're trying to identify where the best signal quality is in a certain location, you can constantly refresh that specific page on the device itself, and it'll always give you real-time information on the signal quality, RSRP, RSRQ. So that's super helpful on installations, but primarily what we see is most of the time people that are managing devices or a complete device environment, they're going to be using it through their desktop. So we pay a lot more attention to the configurations available through the desktop portal. And this also helps us with troubleshooting, seeing the network status on every single device inside the environment. You know, this is very crucial, especially if you have, let's say, 200, 300, or 400 different devices that are going out for an install. You know, with those types of opportunities to continuously keep up to date with the information that's available and to make sure that these devices are working properly and making sure that the install is going. Working closely with CTS router support, working closely with your team over there overall. That's our main priority. And as also we provide API integration. So there's different types of opportunities to take the information from ATRAX and put it into someone else's, let's say, like enterprise software system that they've created, or, you know, if it's anything that we can help position ATRAX to help win deals, win opportunities, we're able to do that with this current platform.
No, I had no idea about the phone app. Say somebody wanted to do a self-install, that's crucial there to be able to utilize that. But we'll leave this open for a part 3 so that we don't have to rush through it. But I want to make sure we dig into, especially for alerts for customers or data usage or just locking devices down to a single laptop or phone view. But no, this is great, man. So Christian, appreciate the time yet again for part 2B. But let me know if you need anything from us. But listeners out there, my wife, mom, that's probably it. We appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you soon.